I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice.
Do your own research.
Consult a professional investment advisor before making any investment decisions.
This show is for entertainment only. Faites vos propres recherches.
Here we are
in another episode
at the Simple Success Podcast.
And
this is financial life coaching from a happiness perspective.
Previously on Simple Success.
Hey, do it. We do it, you mean?
Yeah, thanks. We do it by making sure all our team members know that they're not just starting or helping on a show. They're not? No, it's better.
And now, just like with a previously on thing on TV, we take you directly to this week's episode.
Look, Mom, I'm a podcaster. That's what you need to say. You write a prompt, select the style, and we'll show you the way. You too can make a podcast. Come along and see.
So we're going to help people make their own podcasts?
That is exactly what we're going to do.
But there are millions of podcasts. New ones come out all the time.
Oh, what a wonder. No need to be a tech wizard. Just bring your passion.
That might be true, John, but that doesn't make them good ones.
You mean ones worth listening to, right?
That's exactly what I mean. The good ones are probably something like 1 in 1,000.
Good, yeah. And by good, you mean with music and sound effects.
Yeah, just good production stuff like we've always done.
So let's get started.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, but where do you start?
You too can make a podcast. Come along and see with the help and guidance. So set your
once the niche pastime of tech enthusiasts,
podcasting has exploded into a cultural phenomenon.
I guess you're right, it has. Telling a story,
sharing expertise,
or just having a fun conversation.
Podcasting offers a unique platform for expression. You've watched the medium grow.
And now you are ready to add your voice to the mix.
Yeah, but again, where do you start?
We'll help you be amazing.
Like this.
We'll help you? Is that what you said?
We'll help you be amazing.
That's what I thought you said. How will you help me be amazing? And how will this tie in to our normal finance stuff?
It'll tie in as we explain how we're starting our new life in a network.
And as we offer our best tools and experience.
Correct, my dear great-grandson of DT's great-grandfather.
Which will make us better.
I am a musician, and I want to write songs. I really don't know what
So, what exactly do we mean by goals and beyond?
What do we mean?
Indeed, kind sir, as such was my question.
Okay, well, we mean to define them.
Them what?
Them goals. Those goals. And objectives.
And why are we asking that now? Isn't that for a lot earlier on in the game?
Oh, I see where you're going with this. No, this is not about big, huge life goals. Not yet, anyway.
Well, it sort of is.
Indirectly, like I said, we're getting there. But for right now, it is mostly seen as having really big podcast goals.
What? Big podcast goals?
Yes, as in, if you're doing one, why are you doing it?
Not sure I'm following. An example, please.
Por favor.
S'il vous plaît.
Right, you got one right here. When you're doing this, maybe you're trying to educate.
Oh, okay, or entertain even.
Inspire. Inform.
Yeah, or inspire or inform, whatever it is. Understanding your objectives will guide your content strategy and help you stay focused.
I like that.
And measure your success, too.
I like that, too.
So before you hit the record button...
You mean before we hit the record button for you?
Yeah, assuming, of course, that you have the voice.
Assuming that, of course.
An effective approach is to set SMART goals. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. DT, what are you laughing about?
Never mind, go on.
Okay, going on. For example, a goal might be to reach 1,000 downloads per podcast episode within the first 6 months.
Okay, that's specific.
So the goal is a SMART one.
Well, maybe. It's got the S part anyway, so that's a good start.
Due to the power of 100,000 to 1 against and falling.
Long odds there. What if it's not measurable? How many times have we checked? Are we done yet?
6 months is a measurable time.
Due to the power of 75,000 to 1 against and falling.
Well, that's getting better. And you got 2 of the 5. You got the S part, and now you got the M part. But what if it's not achievable?
You mean like if we promised to launch our podcast to Alpha Centauri?
Yeah, like that. Which isn't going to happen, I don't think, Ruth.
No problem. 1,000 downloads in 6 months? Well, that's very doable with the right team.
Due to the power of 50,000 to 1 against and falling.
And you got 3 of the 5. The S, and the M, and the A. But what about this? Is it realistic?
Well, yeah. It's not about solving world hunger or anything like that. But for what it is very realistic.
Due to the power of 20,000 to 1 against and falling.
Okay, that's even better, almost normal. S, M, A, and R. But there's one last thing.
There is?
Yeah, the T thing. What if it's not time-bound?
Well, that is pretty important. So your goal,
whatever it is.
Yes, make sure it doesn't get too open-ended.
And we've got that one too, with the 6 months part.
Due to the power of 100 to 1 against and falling. 50, 20, 10, 5, 1. We have reached normal probability. Anything you still can't handle is therefore your own problem.
Okay, there's the T. I'll give you the ribbon. It's a SMART goal.
And as we already know, with a clear set of goals, you can
do a big old bunch of things.
That is true, my hand-picked bulwark of high chairs. But we're talking about podcasting here.
All right, you want me to say something boring like you can craft a roadmap?
No, Matthew will say it.
Craft a roadmap for your podcasting journey that aligns with the vision of your desired outcomes.
Which is what we're all about.
It is?
It is. Hey, got a question for you, John.
Okay, but shoot straight, ODT's dad's son.
Beware. Should it involve a pun?
Oh, you threaten me not. Welcome.
Break number 1.
Break number 1? Descanso numero uno? Who's kidding who about that?
I don't know exactly.
I mean, that was the point at which we had become used to taking those, what are they called?
Descansos?
Yeah, the breaks, yeah.
In Spanish.
Yeah, so this would be...
Descanso numero uno.
Right, except now we're talking about what?
Break-like stuff.
Oh, you mean like what we used to say in break slots?
Which we designed to be easy to fit in and easy to replace.
Just like we're doing now, with stuff like this.
When you can't tell if it's a break or if the show's still continuing.
Why can't you tell?
Because there's a continuity to the whole thing.
A what?
A continuity.
Which is what?
Which is that most people...
You included sometimes.
Yeah, me included sometimes.
Can't tell that the meat of the episode has made a very smooth transition.
Thanks, Matthew. Transition into DT?
Into what is really marketing stuff, or maybe even a real ad.
Without sounding a single bit different.
And you know, a lot of advertisers just raise the volume.
Yeah, you can even measure it on some TVs.
Not to mention some podcasts where the engineering needs help.
Like most people's podcasts.
Yeah, not counting the 20 or 30,000 or so that are on our network.
You mean the one that started in 1998?
Yeah, in Ohio, that one.
Yeah, we've been doing this way before podcasts were even a thing.
Back when podcasts were made of wood and powered by steam.
We could just tell, you feel me?
Yeah.
So other people can fill this spot.
Indeed, whether it rhymes or not.
Either way, that's enough of this rot.
Yeah, let's be on to Act 2, where lessons are taught.
And we're telling people more about this opportunity, right?
Yeah, to be part of this network where they can get stuff done.
As long as they're willing to lay out their purpose.
You mean list their goals?
Yeah, that's an important part of it, right? Their purpose being why they're doing whatever it is they're doing. Why? Why? What do they want out of it?
Yeah, like in this case, wanting to start a podcast.
And start it right.
And their goals?
Their goals being what they want their why to do for them.
Ah, so they first must be sure of why they do what they do.
Yes, and then be sure of what they want from it.
Like a house or a legacy or to grow and help others win, right?
Differentiation.
Yeah, okay, Chorus. Thanks for the reminder. Getting back to today, like last week, we're going to, in a few seconds, ask Ruth to ask us this week's important question.
The one that everyone wants to do?
Yep, that's the one. Ruth?
Right. How do I get good quality?
Good question, Ruth.
Yep.
It starts with the writing, just like you're hearing now, right, John?
Well, if the show needs scripted dialogue, then yeah, it does.
That's not every show?
No, it's not. Some people just talk off the cuff or only do live interviews, and that's fine. The point here is that they don't need writers.
But some do?
Well, yeah, some of us do.
Not for your choice voice.
No, not for that one, but for Simple Success, this podcast, yeah, we do.
And so that's how we produce episodes with valuable insights and high audio quality?
Not how, but look back in the script a bit. It's why.
Gotcha, Matthew. Thanks.
Would there be any more questions in this here?
Act 2.
Yeah, just one more. One more area before we sum things up for today in Act 3.
Okay, what's that?
Community engagement.
What, Ruth?
Community engagement.
Community engagement? Oh, yeah. You mean listener interaction through emails and social media. Stuff like that, right?
Indeed. Make them feel like they're part of the in-crowd.
Staying well above just the idea of using engagement.
Yeah, above that. Instead, including them in the joy of our achievement.
Yeah,
What are you doing there, DT?
I'm grunting. You think from the zoo?
I what? You what? What who?
Producing his work.
He said with a smirk.
I'm ready for
Break number 2.
We know a lot about you already because we know ourselves. For example, we know that you know how to listen to our podcast. We also know that you probably know how to subscribe. So as soon as you're done with that, tell us your story. We have ways you can contact us. It involves a special link where you can leave us a message. We may have an email address for you as well in the future, and we'll let you know if that happens. The reason for subscribing? I thought you'd never ask. When you subscribe, you automatically download all future episodes of that podcast. It just happens in your player without you having to go search again. How cool is that? This means better rankings for the podcast, more attention from advertisers, and more money. And this means more and better stuff for you. So your motivation is simple and easy. Subscribe today, whatever app and from whatever place you like. And don't just try to subscribe. There is no try. There is only do. We're changing the way we look at things, and remember, that's good. Eso es buenísimo. Also remember, this is financial life coaching from a happiness perspective. Coaching happiness. Our call to action is right in the show notes. Find it, and you win too.
Can I simple that?
Por supuesto. Of course. Just simple it.
Please make sure your seat belts are fastened and your tray tables are in their upright position.
And make sure simple is a verb like Google is a verb.
我们回来了. That's we are back.
Which is how you've all gotten good.
Gracias por escuchar.
Salut. À la prochaine.
No robots were harmed in the making of this podcast.
Wait a minute. Suddenly, we've gotten good just because we're back?
No, that's not what I said.
Which is how you've all gotten good.
Gracias por escuchar.
Salut. À la prochaine.
No robots were harmed in the making of this podcast.
Wait a minute, that just played again.
And again and again and again.
Oh, I get it. This is a repetition joke, right?
Au contraire.
Mais no, it is a demonstration of consistency. Everyone's podcast should have something recognizable for listeners to grab onto. I've heard podcasts just suddenly end with only a second or two left. It's crazy the lack of entertainment that goes on out there sometimes, especially when it's so easy to do.
Like what's easy to do?
Oh, lots of things. It depends a lot on the show host.
Okay, yeah, but por ejemplo.
As you often say.
Example, please.
It could be a segment.
Or a style.
Or a philosophy.
Or shared promotion, cross-promotion, ads.
A network.
Right in front of our very eyes.
So we can release episodes on a regular schedule to retain listenership.
Which will lead to that holy grail of audience growth.
That is correct, my dear DT. Our shows can expand reach.
And gain more listeners.
After which our shows just
Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat,
So starting a podcast is not just about producing engaging audio files?
No, that's important, but it's not the only thing.
What are the other things?
There's a bunch of them, like setting a clear intention, offering value, and strategically positioning yourself in a market filled with popular podcasts.
Popular, whether they're well engineered or not. The most important thing is that they bring value to your life. So, whether you're a solo creator or a company, a podcast can be a pivotal component in your overall portfolio.
And with your objectives defined, you're ready to delve into the nitty-gritty of crafting your successful podcast. In this case.
Right. And?
That's good. Which is how you've all gotten good.
Gracias por escuchar.
Salut. À la prochaine.
No robots were harmed in the making of this podcast.